Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this video, I'm working with materials from Czech Beads exclusive monthly subscription box. If you're interested in the subscription, I will put it down there below in the description bar. Anyways, whenever I go to work with these subscription boxes, what I first do is I group colors together that I like. And I ended up having like 3 groupings of beads that I liked. And so I wanted to use this cord again, which I recently got, and I already did a video using this cord. I'll put the picture to that video up now. Those bracelets were so much fun to make, and I gave you guys material links if you wanted to go remake. It was Evil Eye bracelets if you wanted to go remake those projects, but you could also use beads from your stash. Well, anyways, I wanted to use this cord again because I had so much fun with those bracelets, and I thought I would try and do the cord for all 3 projects. And so I did this one here, and some of you might be wondering, why didn't you show how to make this in the video? Because, well, I had no idea how this was going to turn out, or even if it was going to turn out. And for tutorial making purposes, I always like to make a project and like run through it, see what it's like before I present it to you guys, because I want to make sure it's going to work out. And not everything works out, so that's why I'm not doing a video showing how to make this. But I will tell you what I did. I cut 40 inches of the 0.5 millimeter. This is a polyester waxed cord. It's mostly used for doing leather, but it's also great for making jewelry. And I took 40 inches, okay? I found the center, I put this big bead on, and I put a 8/0 seed bead on each side, and then I knotted on each side of the seed bead. Now some of you are thinking, well, couldn't you have just strung these beads up on bead string wire? And I did at first, okay? And then I put it on my neck, and I noticed that there was a lot of flipping going on. Even these were flipping. And that's kind of normal to happen, but I realized why it was doing it so much, and that's because the weight of the beads up here were pushing down on these beads, even the seed beads, and making these flip more. So I realized if I knotted in between these beads, there should not be that pressure making them want to flip. They should be more loosely moving. So that's why I did it. And I put this necklace on and I've worn it, and these do not flip as much because they have knots in between them. So see how I have knots in between there? And I did do knots right up against the dagger, and then I did my seed bead again, the triangle bead, seed bead, and then knot again. And I did that. I worked both sides going back and forth, okay? And then for the rest of the necklace, I was very tempted to just leave plain cord and do a sliding knot like I did here, the sliding closure. But I don't know, I wanted to do more beads because I kind of thought it seemed strange if I just did thread here. So then I started beading, and I was like, I'm not going to have enough cord to do like a knot after every bead, and that's going to take up a lot of time. So what I did is I just measured 1 inch of seed beads, and it ended up being 14 beads every time. So then I just had counted them every time, so it was even. So see that? Every 14 beads I tied a knot. And then here at the end, I should have done this sliding closure, but I've been seeing a lot of people just tying their off, which is so funny because when I first started making jewelry, no one taught me how, and this is how I always did it. I would make a necklace just like this, 24 inches, because that's big enough to slide over my neck, over anybody's neck, and then knot it at the end, and then I would cut the cords, so the cords would just be sticking out. But this time I wanted to make it more decorative, so I put a bigger seed bead here, tied another knot. Then I did 10/0 seed beads, and I tied 2 knots at the end, and I burned them with my lighter because this is a synthetic cord, so it melts and it bonds itself, so it never unravels or frays. So that's how I did this necklace. And again, I used 40 inches of cord to make this one, and I'll probably put that noted down there in the description bar. And I just thought it was pretty cool. So if you have in your bead stash, if you have teardrops that you would like to do a necklace like this with, you could totally do it not in between them so they don't flip as much, if that makes sense to you. And I hope you guys understand what I'm saying is when I designed this, the weight of the beads up here pressed against these and they flipped a lot. And also I realized that making this a longer necklace, when I wear this on my shirt, these beads are sitting my shirt so they really don't flip at all. And this, by the way, is 24 inches, so there's no clasp needed, there's no metal, which is awesome. This necklace is going to last pretty much forever because there's no metal in it to tarnish. So moving over to this now, these beads, this was their like Easter themed box. I put them together. I thought they were so pretty, and then I realized that these are kind of like a peachy pink and they match the pinch beads, so I put those in here. And I also did this zebra charm. I was in love with this charm. He's so cute. I kind of wish though that he was a unicorn because these are unicorn colors. But anyways, I really like how this turned out. And I'm going to show you guys how to make this bracelet. I will be remaking it with these beads here. But this turned out pretty cute. So there's a little pull things right there. I really like that. Now this one, when I cut this, I just cut 12 inches of cord. And I did have some more pinch beads left, so I could have repeated this pattern again on each end. But my cord was too short and I couldn't put them on and have this fit over my hand or anybody else's hand, so I wish that I had did 14 inches, which goes back to why I like to get out all the bugs in my designs before I present it to you, because I want to make sure that you won't have any problems. So for this tutorial, we're going to be doing this one together. I love these Czech fire polish beads so much. Look at the colors, they're very pretty. And I used the bronze pip beads in there because I felt like it looks like it makes more sense with the cord because they're the same color, brown. And then I did Duracoat galvanized 11-0 Miyuki seed beads in between, so they're a permanent gold finish. And yeah, we're going to do this together. Now I also wanted to point out that there are some more beads in the box that I could have used as charms, and I'm still unsure if I want to do it or not. I kind of think that I want to just leave it like this and then have my extra Czech fire polish beads here as the pull cords like I did on this one. But there is tulip flowers. There's 2 of them. I can use this as the center, which is not exactly matching this purple, and this is darker, and this is a shiny bead, and all of those are matte. And then the pink is just a little off, but it's very close. Very close. I'll pick it up so you can see better. See? Very close. So if you wanted, you could put this onto a head pin, make a wrapped loop, and then attach it with a jump ring right there, smack dab in the center of the bracelet, or the leaves, and it would look like that. But I'm not sure if I want to do this or not, because I wanted something that's very dainty and small, and I didn't really want anything banging around on my wrist, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do these as a charm, but you could totally do it if you want to. Now this is super tiny, lightweight. See that? It's a very small little charm. So I don't know, I might change my mind later. So let's go ahead and work on this together. For the bracelet cord, you will need to cut 14 inches, and then for the sliding closure, you will cut 8 inches. So what I did is I strung up my beads here. Okay, this is the design I liked. And I center the beads like this. Okay, you can find this center bead. And this here, seed bead, is my center bead. So hold it like this, and then make sure your ends are even, okay, and slide all of those beads down. So that's the center, okay. Now I'm going to take one side, like this, and just do over and under knot, okay, and slide my knot down. I'm not going to pull it super tight because I want to make sure that I have an even amount of cord on each side, because I want my cute little bead dangle tails to be the same length. Now we can cut it if they're off, but I'm just going to go like that. You can still unpick the knot because I didn't pull it tight. And let's see, slide all of those down and Okay, it's very close. I'm going to pull it tight, but I'm going to pull it this direction. Okay. And then that should move the knot more down that way. So I'll slide the beads down. And there we go. Look how close I am. Very close. Okay, so then I'll let the beads fall that way, and I'm going to tie a knot over here. Now, if you want, you can tie some knots in between beads, but then you will have to cut a longer piece of cord. And let's say you really want to make a bracelet like this, but you don't have this cord. And by the way, I will link this cord down there below. This is a very thin cord. Okay, it's 1/2 millimeter. If you really think about it, it's very small. If you do have 1 millimeter cord in your stash, you can go through your beads and try and find beads that will fit onto that cord. And even if you have like 2 millimeter cord, go through your beads, you still may have beads. Ceramic beads would fit on that, and even acrylic beads would fit on that cord. You can, do you know what I mean? You can use different materials. You don't have to use the same exact materials I'm using, but I will have links for the cord and all of the beads that I'm using down there below in the description bar. So yeah, try using, if you don't have the money, if you can't afford this, try using a thicker cord if you have thicker cord, because I'm sure everybody has thicker cords than this, and larger hole beads. There are some really gorgeous acrylic beads. I know because I collect them, and I forgot to mention that I do like to take my chain nose pliers for this, and I grab this cord right here. You can also use a beadle, slide these beads down, bring my knot down, carefully you don't catch that seed bead, and I don't tie this, how should I say, I don't tie this really tight because I might need to adjust it. Okay, so let's see, that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that tight. So I just went over and under. You just have to make sure, the whole thing about this design, you have to make sure that when you tie your knot, that your beads don't slip over your knot. So that's why I'm using 11/0 seed beads here at the end, because they have a very tiny hole, and I think that if I used this at the end instead of the 11/0, that this bead might just slide right over the knot. So that's the whole thing to remember if you're going to use bigger cord, bigger beads. Alright, so now we have this. And I'm going to now do the knotting, so I'm going to measure out 8 inches of cord, oops, I wasn't looking, let's look at the top. Okay, there's 8 inches, and you know, I should make sure that these are the exact same length, because I will trim one if they're not. Okay, this one's a little bit longer, so I'm going to go ahead and trim both cords. Okay, because I want it to look professional. I want my tails to be the same length. Okay, and then we are going to go like this. Just overlap these two, like that. If you want, you can put your bead dangles on the end, but I might trim these a little bit more, so I'm not doing that yet. I'm going to take this cord, I'm not in frame, am I? Okay, there we go. And we're just going to do square knots. See? It's just square knots. So I'm going to go underneath, like this. Okay. Go like that. Because this is wax cord, it kind of leaves a little fold there. You know what I'm saying? And then go over and under. Bring this down. The beginning of this is the trickiest. Okay, I just want them to be close in size. Length, I mean. The tails to be close in length, because I don't want to run out. Okay, that's good. So see, bending the cord like that leaves a little, because it's waxed, so it's like a marker. Okay, and then don't tie it super tight. Always do right first. I'm going to make sure that my cords here are parallel to each other, so that one's twisting, so like that. And then I'm going to go right over the center, left under, right through this loop, and left through this loop. And I should zoom in. I'm trying to stay in frame now. And pull this knot up. Don't twist. Okay. Just like that. And once we get going, it gets better. But because we are at the beginning, it's a little hard to see. Okay, then I'm going to put left over, leftovers, and then right over left underneath the center through this loop, just like that. So what I have so far, it's very tiny. Some of you might want to do this with bigger cord so you can see what you're doing easier. Okay, and then the right is going to go over the center because I just did left, and then left is going to go underneath the center, right's going to go through the left loop, and left is going to come up underneath the center through the right loop. And I do this about 1/2 inch long. By the way, the slide knot there. Okay. I have a cat hair in mine. Isn't that crazy that I could do that? No, it's a dog hair. Okay, and then left goes over, right goes under the center, right goes through that loop there, and left goes just like that. Pull that up. Okay, and then right goes over top, left goes around this tail, underneath the center, through the loop. And I'm just going to check and see what this is like. It's kind of tight. Not too bad though. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So let's see, I finished off with right over left, and I could tell because the very last cord right here, come on, focus, see how this is overlapping? I did the right knot last, so I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to do left over the cords, right's going to go over this cord, okay, underneath the 2 bracelet cords, and up through this loop. Okay, and then the right side now, over these 2, over this right tail, underneath, through this loop here, like that. Almost there. Right there is where I'm going to stop. And I'm just going to pull and make sure that I can still move it. I can. Okay. So pull that tight, and then we're going to take and melt this, and this is the tricky part because you can melt your bracelet cords if you're not careful, and you can totally ruin this. And here's my lighter. So I'm going to cut this and leave 1/4 inch of cord. Okay, and this melts so fast. So So holding it like this, and I might have some problem with the AC blowing on me, so let's see. Don't be afraid to touch it. You are touching the flame, but you're not really burning yourself, okay? Just like that. Yes, that was so perfect. Let's see if I could do the other side like that. Oh, and I want to make sure it moves still. You can also prevent it from moving if you tie it too tight. Okay, now this side. Cut this. The house goat is pitching a fit right now. She's very upset. Her mama just left. She just went to run a quick errand. You know what that is. Goat separation anxiety. So close. Oh, so close. There we go. Perfect. Does it still slide? Yes. Okay, now I'm going to pull these cords tight all the way, just like this, and we're going to put our beads on, which I'll fast forward so you don't have to hear the goat screaming. Now that I have my pull cords the same length, I'm just going to cut the cord off. Again, leave a 1/4 inch of a tail, like that, and melt this cord down. And it's just going to form a ball. I want to do a little bit more. Okay, this one has a weird sharp point, so I'm just gonna smooth that, which is not hard to do. There we go, just like that. Now the seed bead cannot get over that little ball there. Same thing on this side. Just like that, and our bracelet is done. So cute. I'm still not sure if I want to put the charms on or not. I don't know if I want to do it. Maybe if I check it out now that this is complete, I'll have a knowing if I should do it or not. But there are my bracelets. They're so cute, and they could be worn together if you want. See, if you wear them together, then you don't really need another charm because you get that one. I don't know. What do you think I should do? You know, you'll see in the pictures at the beginning, end of this video, if I do decide I'm putting the tulip flower on or the leaf charm. But I do like it just like that. And you can also make an anklet this way, a necklace this way. I do wish that I had a sliding closure down here. That would have been cool. But I don't know if I would wear this at different lengths. I kind of do like it at the 24-inch length. So this is it. I hope that I was helpful to you guys and I gave you some ideas. And like I said, if you don't have the money to go and buy these same beads, or you don't want to go and buy cord, maybe you already have similar things in your bead stash, go ahead and try a larger size cord and beads with larger holes. And the whole thing is, you don't want your beads to slide over your knots. That's just the whole thing about this, okay? So this is it. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. Please like this video, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos. And check me out on my social media sites. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.